Hi, it's Lawrence here from Import Export TV. I've got the absolute pleasure of being joined by Matteo Boffa, who's the president of the Swiss Business Council Abu Dhabi. Thank you, Matteo, for joining us.
Thank you so much, Lawrence, for this great opportunity.
It's my pleasure. It's great to meet you here at Expo 2020, so we couldn't pass up the opportunity to talk to yourself. There's so many great opportunities right around the Expo, but I wanted to talk to you about your journey, about Swiss Business Council in Abu Dhabi, what's brought you here, what you see in the future. So let's start with yourself. How have you actually come to be involved and how become the president of the Swiss Business Council Abu Dhabi?
Yeah, it's actually a very interesting story. The first time that I came to Dubai, I was knowing nobody. So I remember from the airport to the first hotel, because of course I didn't have an apartment, I just Googled Swiss organization in the UAE. And of course the Swiss Business Council pop up as a great opportunity of networking and knowing new people, especially for business. And I joined the first occasion as a networking event, and I love the concept, I love the people, and of course high level CEO from different Swiss company that are based here, and as well families. So I said, okay, this is something very interesting. I participate as a member, and after became an executive committee member, and after I candidated myself as a president in the Abu Dhabi chapter. And this is a story, I think, that shows the potential of bringing the Swiss community together.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, I deal a lot with business chambers from all different countries and from all around the world, and you can tell that you've got great energy, great vibe about what you want to do in business. So tell us about your personal background as well as a business person, first and foremost.
Yeah, I used to be a very boring Swiss banker. My family, they are all bankers since almost 100 years in Switzerland. And, I was born with the jacket and tie. And I was not really a good student at school. And so my father, bank director, said, okay, Matteo, you don't really know what to do. You're going to go through the banking. So I did my apprenticeship, started at 15 years old. Of course, it's very tough because you have only 5 weeks of holiday when all your other friends and people that you know are having their summer vacation. So I did my apprenticeship. I did 3 years. I finished the apprenticeship, and afterwards I was being able to stay and working for the same bank, Banca della Svizzera Italiana.
Okay.
In the meantime, I did almost 2 years in the Swiss Army, where I graduate as a chief sergeant major. And during the night and weekends afterwards, I did a course in marketing and communication. So yeah, from a perspective of being an apprenticeship to working and stepping back in the real world was for me very important, and this guided me through what I am today.
Wonderful, great. And what brought you here to the Middle East?
Yeah, it's a mix of good reason and bad reason. After I resigned in the bank, I decided to go and study English in New York because, of course, I speak Italian as a mother tongue. My French is very good after the army. My German is okay. But I knew that if I wanted to live and work abroad, I needed a very good and strong English. So I moved to New York, did my course, 4 months there. And after I decided to do 6 months in South America, where I traveled around. After that, unfortunately, my mom died after a long sickness. So I said, okay, this is the right moment to take a new adventure. And Dubai appeared to me as an oasis of opportunity in the desert. So yeah, that was what brought me here. And I think it's a privilege to be here.
Yeah. But so being here in Dubai, it's very different to many other countries and markets when, in many other countries, including my own here from Australia, is that the business community is sort of pushing government, whereas here it's the reverse. The Dubai government or the Middle East, they're very proactive to really promote their own businesses and drive growth. What have you experienced there?
Yeah, I think the UAE government is pushing very hard and is helping a lot, not just individual, but company of any size. So from the startup, SME, and even large company to come here, make business here, make money, of course, because if the company make money, the government as well make money. It's a great hub, especially for the context of startups. This is my field. And I think it will constantly grow. It's a place that is very safe. You have very strict rule in certain cases, but you can really enjoy and being safe from a financial and personal perspective.
Great. One thing that stood out to me about Switzerland and here in Dubai, when you look at they've got an absolute need now to go into innovation and technology, and they can't rely on the traditional money from oil anymore. So as they emerge through this new sort of chapter, I'd imagine, and I'm sure you'll know this better than I, the collaboration opportunities between Swiss companies here in UAE would be amazing.
Yeah, it's great, especially if we challenge the part of renewable energy or sustainability, where Switzerland is a champion. We are a relatively small country in Europe, but we have something to say about new technology and improving the situation of sustainability, environment, new technology for renewable energy, for example. So I think Switzerland is a key partner with the UAE to find solution and bring this city, this metropolis in the desert, to a more greener view and future.
Yeah, absolutely. How do you as a business chamber support the companies, and what are the type of initiatives and activities that you put on?
Yes, we started in Dubai 25 years ago as a Swiss Business Council, 20 years ago in Abu Dhabi. Up to now, we have more than 300 members in Dubai and 50 in Abu Dhabi. Our scope, it's very fitting in the pyramid, how I call it, of Swissness in the UAE. Yeah. On top, of course, we have the embassy. Underneath, we have the consulate and the Swiss hub. And underneath, we have more layer of Swiss Business Council, Red Crescent, the Swiss School, etc. So we very nicely fit in a context of less than 4,000 Swiss people in the UAE. So we are having communication every month, and we can really help not just for a business perspective, but as well family or retired people that want to bring money here, to invest money here, or as well to bring the family and start putting the kids at school. So we are very fitting in a context where there is the diplomacy, the business, the economy, family, etc. So it's worth it.
Great. Now, I have to ask, what's been your experience of the Expo? Has it been beneficial? Is it an opportunity to fast track those collaborations?
Yes, it's a mix of feeling. From one side, I'm kind of happy that it's coming to an end, because it's kind of exhausting coming here every 2-3 days, having events, even parties. From the other hand, I'm feeling very sad. Unfortunately, I didn't took too much opportunity of it. In the first months, I was a bit reluctant, because I said I will have more time, and now I'm ending up having visited only the 30% of the pavilion. So this is a bit shame. I have to say the Swiss pavilion did an incredible job, considering the budget compared to other big pavilion. Won the best medium-sized pavilion and many other awards. The team here is incredible. It's a mix of culture and the sensational touch when you enter in this sea of fog, and of course when you have the panorama from the terrace with a nice raclette and glass of white wine is unbeatable.
That's true. And as your role as president, what would you like to do, and what would you like to have as your legacy for the Business Council?
Yes, so we are now going through the process of closing the chapter in Abu Dhabi and integrating with Dubai. The UAE are a country with a bit the same number of population as Switzerland, around 9 to 10 million. So for us was making sense to create one entity and make it stronger and give more benefits to all the Swiss population. So this is what we are aiming to do, and of course growing. We can not just benefit company or individual here in the UAE, but as well company that from Switzerland want to bring their business, services or product. Yeah.
And the other thing I wanted to ask you as well, Matteo, is obviously you're doing a lot of work and great communication between Switzerland and here in the UAE, but what about the other chapters and business chambers and so forth around the world, such as where we are in Australia?
Yeah, you mean other chapter in Dubai or other country?
No, for Swiss chapters around the world.
Yes, I think this is something that we can definitely improve. For example, with Martin in Australia, we've been in touch by chance, and I think it's important to create a bridge between Switzerland and all the other countries, especially because we do almost all the same, and people are traveling around the world, so we can benefit somebody that moved from Australia and moves here, so the communication can be improved, and I think this is going to be one of the next step and point of focus for us.
I agree with you. I think one of the things that's come out of the pandemic is that people have taken for granted that personal communication, personal relationships, and you see it here, just being here for about a week, going through the expo, is that they don't take it for granted anymore. They really want to connect, and just us having a drink, shaking a hand you can't beat that. You can't capture it in Zoom. So
yeah, no, this is unbeatable.
Yeah.
Technology can help, but the best business happen around a nice table with a nice glass of wine, in my personal opinion.
Agreed.
And connecting, mind creating the future is the slogan of Expo, and this during this pandemic, I think this was a very strong slogan, and we all moved through applying this in our lives.
Wonderful. Well, I'm so delighted to have the chance to talk to you while we're here, and I can obviously sense your energy and passion for what you're doing. You've got great aspirations, I'm sure, to grow the Business Council even further. So best of luck with that in the future.
Thank you so
please
much,
stay in
Lawrence.
touch with us at Import Export TV, and we'd love to keep on track on how those things are going.
Thank you so much, Lawrence. Really, really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.